I'm going to address a great question that was put forth after I posted the video about widows and marriages on Facebook. A question that was put forth by a good widow friend of mine. She's really humble and asked some really good questions. And she brought up the term of shotgun weddings. And this is my answer to her, providing scripture as well. Let me find it right quick. I just had it in front of me. Give me just a minute. Okay. Her question was, I want to get it right so you'll get the full context of it. She made the comment, somewhat shotgun weddings for the men in some cases, more things to study for some. But my answer is shotgun wedding is a term used to describe when a man, usually a father, probably always a father, forces a son, another son, to marry his daughter, usually after he has laid with her and got her pregnant. Also, this is actually a righteous act and permissible under the law of Yahuwah. How? Turn to Exodus chapter 22, verse 16. And this is the Father of creation, the Most High, who made all things, how he views it. He says, and if a man entice a maid, now a maid is a young virgin, A man has a right to entice a maid. You can look at that anyhow you want to. Men have different ways of enticing. Some entice with their words, some entice with their bodies, some entice with both. Okay. Nevertheless, he says, if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed, that means she's not promised to another man by her father. See, a betrothal means that let's say I make an agreement to give my daughter to a certain man. Be like, yeah, okay, my agreement is that you bring me $1,000 and a used car or whatever. And she's yours. That's a betrothal. It's an agreement made by the father to give her to someone at a particular date. And he lies with her. That means he has sex with her. He shall surely endow her to be his wife. Endow means to begin to take care of her. So that means if you take a woman, and this is outside of the father's, he don't know about it. And a man can tell or a mother can tell when a daughter has been laid with and she's no longer a virgin. They begin to act different and they begin to look different. And he says, and this is the commandment, the man that laid with her shall begin to take care of her. And then you're also, and also the law, you're supposed to go and approach the father and make it known to him what happened. Now, the father has one of two decisions to make. He can give her to you if he approves of you, or he can refuse. And if he refuses, in other words, he's like, you laid with my daughter, and he checks you out and he'd be like, man, he's what is it called when you eat a lot? He's a glutton. And some men are gluttons for sex. Whatever reason, the father say, I don't want to give my daughter to you. And that let's say he's, and he done laid with her. Whether she's pregnant or not is the man's decision. Usually I'm thinking if she's pregnant, he will go ahead and allow the marriage. But if she's not, he can refuse it. And then the man that laid with my daughter owes me money for taking my daughter's virginity. And that's a pretty big sum of money. So that's how that works. Yep. So if a man be like, man, you lay with my daughter without coming to me, and then you examine them, and then you got something to think about, I'll get back to you in a week or two. And then if you agree, that's cool. But it's the father's decision. If you don't agree, you owe a certain sum of money for taking her virginity. And then in the future, I can give her to a man that I deem fit amongst my brethren. It can't be any man. We cannot give our daughters to Gentiles. Our daughters, by law of Yahuwah, have to be given to sons of our brethren, Hebrew Israelite men. That's the truth.